Greetings everyone, this is Professor Theo Williams, and I want to take this time to welcome you to COM 352 Intercultural Communication. This is just an introductory / welcome video, and I'm going to be spending the most of this time walking you through the syllabus to make sure you're clear on everything you're going to need. So if you look at the syllabus on the first page, you're going to see all the pertinent information you need in regards to contacting me. You have my email address, so whenever you need to shoot me a message, feel free to do so, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And you also have my telephone number, my office number, as well as my office hours. And my office is B119, that's below the library, so you can schedule a time if you need to meet with me one-on-one or face-to-face. You have the required text there, Intercultural Communication, a Layered Approach by Azo, so make sure you pick that up. Alright, so you can read the course description and objectives and competencies at your own leisure. What I want to spend the bulk of this time is talking about the core requirements for this course. As you can see on the syllabus, we're going to have a daily devotional, and those devotions have already been uploaded for each module. And there's going to be a weekly lesson that we're going to have. And so for each week you're going to be required to do certain things. So all you got to do is click on the module for the week that we're in. So for this first week it'll be module 1, and it's going to tell you all the things that you need to do for that module. When you look at the graded assignments, the first assignment is going to be your online introduction. So when you log on, if you go to forum, or when you look on that assignments tab, before module 1 you're going to see some assignments at the very top. One of those assignments is this introduction. I just want you to briefly introduce who you are, tell us a little about yourself, and then let us know what it is that you plan on getting out of this class. Once you do that, you can say hello to other people, but you're not necessarily required to interact with the other students just yet. So just make sure you post your own assignment right now, introducing yourself to the class and letting us know what you expect to get out of the class. That's going to be worth 10 points. Alright? The first major assignment is a paper. It's the Who Am I Cultural Identity paper. This is worth 200 points. It's a 4-page paper, which doesn't include, if you happen to do it APA style and you have an intro page or a title page, that is not included in the 4 pages. And so we need at least 4 pages of actual text. And so, feel free to go a little bit over 4 1/4, 4 1/2, but don't get anything over that just based upon the nature of how many students we have. We don't want to have too many longer papers. And these are divided up into 3 sections. You see this outline in your syllabus. First you're going to start off with an introduction and end with a conclusion. Section 1, it breaks down who you are, the different cultures that you identify with, and we'll talk more about this in class or online. Section 2, you're going to talk about some of the cultural norms and even stereotypes in regards to those cultures that you talked about. And then Section 3 talks about how the norms and stereotypes, how they interact with one another. So how does your multiple cultures interact with one another? And I give an example in each of these sections. So if you look through the syllabus in that particular, for the assignment, it's going to be totally outlined for you, and I'll also speak more about that assignment. I'll post another video or an audio clip about that assignment as we get closer to it. That's going to be due Saturday, October the 31st, so 2 weeks after classes start. Next you have an intercultural interview. You're going to pick someone of a different culture and you're going to interview them, and you're going to write a paper. I don't want a transcript necessarily of the interview. I want you to take those interview questions and answers and to put them into a paper form. And this is due November the 14th. And I've already uploaded for that particular module a template that can help you out as far as some possible interview questions. So if you use that as a guide as far as your interview questions, then once again you will have a creative introduction and a conclusion that wraps things up, and then each section can be outlined based upon some of the insights that you gain from the interview. And once again I'll post a video about that as we get closer towards that particular assignment. And then your final assignment is going to be an intercultural strategy guide. Once again, you're going to pick some cultures that you may want to interact with, First, you're going to start off with who you are from a cultural standpoint, and you're going to pick 3 identities of your culture. For example, I may pick male, African American, and Christian. And I'm going to fill in this outline, and I'll give you a template for the outline. So all you have to do is fill it in, some characteristics of those particular cultures. And then you're going to select a culture that you're going to interact with. Maybe you're going to interact with young people. And you would once again write down some attributes and characteristics of young people. And then you would have some questions that I would have you answer in regards to how you would interact with those groups. And once again, I have a template that's online underneath that particular module. So when you look at for that date, look at the module for that date, you'll find that template. All you have to do is fill it in. Alright, so that's a pretty straightforward assignment. So you have the first paper worth 200, another interview worth 150, and then you have the strategy guide worth 100. Alright? And all those due dates are in your syllabus. We're going to have quizzes not every week, but 5 weeks out of the 7 weeks we're going to have quizzes. And so we won't have a quiz this first week, but starting next week we will have our first quiz. And that quiz will be over what was covered this first week. So we'll always take the quiz a week after. Or at least the quiz will open up a week after, and you'll have 6 to 7 days to finish that quiz. So each quiz will open up on a Sunday night, and you'll have to the following Saturday to complete that quiz. And so if you're ahead of the game, as soon as it opens up on Sunday night, come Monday morning if you want, the quiz is there, you could take it. If not, you could take extra days to prepare for that quiz. And so, for example, this week you're going to be reading, I believe, chapters 1, just chapter 1 alone. So you're going to read through chapter 1 this week. And so starting tonight, which is Sunday, and then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, read at your own pace. You have the PowerPoints for chapter 1 on the Canvas, and also have an audio lecture of chapter 1. Once you've read through the book and you listen to that lecture and go through those PowerPoints, the quiz will open up Sunday night. At the end of this week, Sunday night. You could take it right away, or you'll have the rest of that week to complete quiz number 1. It's an open book quiz. You're able to use your notes, you're able to use the PowerPoints, but I do advise you, the quizzes will be timed, and I believe it's either, I want to say 35 minutes per quiz, and maybe 30 minutes to do the whole quiz. So if you don't read and you say to yourself, well, since it's open book, I'll just open it up and get all the answers from the book as the quiz goes along, you're going to end up running out of time. So please make sure you study for the quizzes, and you can use your notes as a supplement, as a help, but don't use those as the crutch. Alright? So you're going to have 5 quizzes. We're not going to have one this first week, but we'll have one in weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, we'll have weeks 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We won't have one in week 6 due to Thanksgiving, and then we'll have one in week 7. Alright? So make sure you're available for those quizzes. You would log on. Once you log on, a timer is going to start. If you log off, that quiz is going to shut down. So you have to be able to complete the quiz in one setting. Alright? If you get up from your computer, the timer is still going to be going on. So make sure you give yourself that allotted time to be complete the quiz. When you get to the short answer portion of the quiz, the computer is very particular about how you spell the word, capitalize the word. So you may put down the right answer, but maybe the computer may not recognize it. Don't worry, it counted wrong, but it'll shoot me an email having me look over that section, so I'll make sure I go through and manually grade those sections. So please, no need to email me every time you get something wrong. If you think it was right, I'll be able to go back in to double check those answers. Alright, so you're going to have 5 quizzes worth 20 points each for a total of 100 points. The last way you can get quiz points are through the weekly discussions. Each week you're going to have some online discussions. So if you go to module 1, you'll see discussion for that module. You click on that, And it's going to either be one question you have to answer or two questions. And these will be questions based upon your reading for that week. Everyone is required to answer the question or the two questions, and you have to do the word count that is online. So I'm asking everyone to do a minimum of 250 words, which isn't a whole lot, for a question that you have to answer. Once you've done that, you're also required to respond to two other classmates. Now those responses can be anywhere from 100 words to 150 words. So maybe if someone posts an answer and you disagree, you can talk respectfully about how you disagree. Or maybe they post an answer and you agree with it. Maybe you can affirm that answer 100 words, 150 words, letting them know why you agree with that particular answer. And I want you to be able to answer these using your personal experience as well as any pertinent information you gathered from that particular chapter. Each time you're going to answer these particular questions, they're going to be due Thursday. So your initial answer is due by Thursday of each week. And then you'll have the remainder of the week to respond to your classmates. So if you do not post your initial answer on time, it won't give your classmates time to respond. So please make sure you post on time. Alright? If you post and you meet that word requirement, you'll get the full points for 10 points for posting. And then you'll get 5 points for each response you give, up to 2 responses. So for a total of 20 points. So for each week you can get 20 points. If you do your response but only respond to one classmate, that's only 15 points. If you do your response but don't respond to any classmates, that's only 10. So make sure you're responding for your question as well as responding to at least 2 classmates. Alright? Also on the syllabus, you'll see a calendar that talks about each week. For example, week 1 is say 10/18 through 10/25, so that's October 18th through 25th. We're discussing definitions and layers of intercultural communication. We're also doing an introduction to the course, and you're reading chapter 1. For the next week, you'll see chapter 2 and 3 is being read, and we're also going to do quiz 1, and at the end of the week, October 31st, your paper is due. Now, make sure you always meet those due dates. If you want to turn your paper in a little bit early, feel free to do so. So there'll be a slot on Canvas for that week where you can just upload your paper. But please make sure you're using Microsoft Word, because if you use some other type of programs, when you upload it, I may not be able to read it, or it may change how you format your paper. Alright? And of course, for any of these assignments, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. If you need feedback, after each discussion, I'll try to upload some feedback online. And so I'm going to try to make this as personable as possible. Since we can't see each other face to face, I'll be uploading lots of videos and lots of audio and PowerPoints to help you out along the way. I pray for you all and pray that you extend grace to me also, as we're still getting used to this Canvas thing and online teaching. But I think we're going to have a great semester. I look forward to hearing from you all in regards to your introductions. And once again, it's Professor Theo Williams. I'd like to welcome you to Intercultural Communication Online. Have a blessed day.